On the Atlantic coast, opposite La Rochelle, lies Île de Ré. The 30-kilometre-long island has a uniquely mild climate, second only to Corsica as the sunniest place in France. Ideal conditions for the growth of white gold, the very pure salt renowned for its flavour far beyond France. The island is known for its spring potatoes and oysters. A local speciality is mussels with crème fraîche and white wine. There are many salt gardens in the west of Île de Ré. They were established by monks who were already harvesting the sea for the precious salt. Nowadays, about 80 salt workers harvest the silver to snow-white crystals from June through to September. Most precious is the fleur de sel, the salt flower. Evaporation allows it to form on the surface of the water, and it's always harvested in the afternoon, but only if the weather plays along. The salt flower is called white gold. We live from it. The salt flower stays the same shape as when we collect it. It isn't washed or bleached, just dried in the sun. When you cut open a fresh tomato from the garden and add a little fleur de sel, it brings out its entire flavour. The salt also has a unique aroma, a floral note. This is what the salt garden looked like when James and Maud took it over in 2005, having been idle for 40 years. For the two new islanders, it was difficult to get one at all. Owners would rather see their gardens grow wild than rent or sell them.
We shaped all the basins ourselves by hand. With the clay we removed, we made the new pathways. It usually takes 4 years to rebuild a salt garden like this. It took us 2. We were very determined. We worked every single day, even in winter. For 2 years, we thought of nothing else. We wanted to experience the magic of the salt garden, see it sparkle with salt. We knew Mother Earth would be on our side.
Et Dame Nature, elle sera avec nous jusqu'au bout et ça va fonctionner.
Maud and James don't just harvest salt. On the edge of the garden, wild samphire also grows. It's the only plant that needs a salty soil to grow in. Maud and Zoe are gathering some for dinner.
Le goût de la salicorne, c'est assez particulier.
The taste is unique. They are crunchy, fresh, and pleasant to eat. They contain a lot of iodine. I think they're delicious. They have to be tried.
Faut goûter.
In the harbour in the capital, Sainte-Marie-de-Ré, locals and tourists come together and enjoy the evening sunshine. Zoe and her friends like to stroll amongst the bustle, enjoying the atmosphere of the evening market and the ice cream. The Île de Ré has a unique microclimate, with the Gulf Stream heating the sea. The island enjoys an average of 2,800 hours of sunshine a year, making it a popular holiday destination. James and Maud live on the east of the island, in the larger town Sainte-Marie-de-Ré. From here, it's 16 kilometers to their salt garden. Peak season begins at the start of July, and it's the first time Maud and Zoe are setting up their own salt stall at the market.
The season began just a month ago, which means there's a lot of work packaging the salt products. And there's the work in the salt garden. Here's the herbal salt. And you can put the fleur de sel there. This is when the busiest time starts. Getting up early to set up the stall at 7:30. We sell until 1:30. By the time we've packed everything up, it's usually 3 o'clock. At 4:30, we have to be in the salt garden to harvest, usually well into the night. We're only home at 11, or past. We quickly eat something, and there's still work to do for the next day. We're lucky if we get to bed at 1, but usually it's not till 2 in the morning.
In peak season, James and Maud work 7 days a week. They have to earn their annual income during this time. The rough salt is harvested every 2 days. It doesn't float on the surface like the fleur de sel, but instead collects at the bottom. James and Maud are careful with their work. If the salt comes into contact with the clay, it turns grey. They extract an average of 40 tons a year. The wheelbarrow is not much help anymore. Usually James moves the salt with a friend's tractor, but it's being repaired. So he's giving his old tractor a try. The last time it started was over a year ago. The tractor is 40 years old and has more than 10,000 hours of driving under its bonnet. In spite of the aggressive sea air, it's indestructible. The alarming weather forecast threatening thunderstorms and rain has not materialized. The island has its own climate. When it's raining on the mainland, the sun often shines here. Like the farmers and the fishermen, the salt workers are at the mercy of Mother Nature. The business risk is high, and the hard work does not guarantee a regular income. We know our salt garden inside out. Every pool, every little floor. We improve it every year, give it a new polish. There's always a lot to do.
As a salt worker, you're always happy at the end of a hard season in which a lot of salt was produced. The salt garden is then closed and flooded. But after 2 months, once we've recovered, we miss the daily work. I like that the job brings you close to nature. You gain energy. That's what I appreciate about it.